Somebody told me I should apologize to Carmelo Anthony. I believe I was one of the people that said Carmelo Anthony's career likely was over. I believe I said that maybe a couple months ago. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think if you would have asked most people, they would have said Carmelo Anthony's career is likely over. I was wrong. I'm happy the brother has another opportunity. But let's not act like I was just off of a cliff by saying I thought Carmelo Anthony would never play another game of basketball again in his life. Congratulations to Carmelo Anthony. Not only has he gotten a role with the Portland Trail Blazers, it seemed to be like a good fit for Carmelo Anthony. Probably should have happened a couple years ago. The Blazers have always had interest in Melo's services. Initially, I don't believe Damian Lillard was committed to recruiting Carmelo Anthony, but at some point, Dame said, I came around and started to recruit Carmelo, but he felt like there wasn't enough of interest on Melo's side. Melo's gotten really desperate. The opportunity was on the table. Portland struggling. Portland Trail Blazers signed Carmelo Anthony. They started out pretty rough. Last week, though, they got their act together, played some bad teams. Melo averaged 22 points a game, almost 8 rebounds a game. Shooting at, this is the shocker here for Carmelo Anthony. Shooting the basketball at 57% last week, 45% from the three-point line. Trail Blazers won all 3 games. Bravo to Carmelo Anthony and Portland Trail Blazers. Carmelo Anthony wins Western Conference Player of the Week. Now, that is remarkable for Melo. Did he deserve the award? I don't think so. I think James Harden averaged 42 points last week. I probably would have gave the award to James Harden or Luka Doncic. But it's a great story for the NBA. They're lacking headlines right now. A lot of guys are out with injuries. Let Melo live. Let Melo cook up. Let the NBA have their storyline. But to say that I owe Carmelo Anthony an apology, I think is far from the truth. Y'all know I ain't got no problems coming on this platform and apologizing. I've been wrong before. But in Melo's situation, we always knew he could score. It was all about the narrative around Carmelo Anthony. And would Melo be willing to come off a bench? Because I felt like he was no longer a starter. He found the one team in the NBA that actually needs what Melo brings to the table. That's why I thought this Portland thing would be a good fit. Portland actually needs an ISO guy. All Dame and CJ, all they do is really play ISO ball. They don't really run a lot of sets in Portland. Like, I don't go watch the Trailblazers like, ooh, I wonder what Terry Stotts got in his bag for the night. From a play calling standpoint, a schematic standpoint, I don't believe that. I'll just look at Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum as incredible isolation players that more times than not can win games just by scoring the rock. This year, it ain't worked out as much. They're facing some injuries. Yusuf Nurkic is down. They lost Al-Farouq Aminu. Rodney Hood is up and down. They lost Seth Curry. Lost a couple other guys off that bench. And I think that, that injury bug is caught up with that team. Zach Collins out with injury. But Portland, they're still a very awful team that don't play defense. Melo still ain't playing a lick of defense. I don't believe he was the player of the week, but I'm happy he won it. It's a great story for the NBA. Fine. Have your way with it. Congrats to Carmelo Anthony. I don't think this team is making the playoffs, though. I think Melo deserves to finish his career out in Portland. I don't think they have any reason to let Melo go. I thought the narrative wasn't right, Lee coming out of OKC, and the narrative wasn't right coming out of Houston. I think Russell Westbrook and James Harden are literally the 2 most difficult players to play with this decade, as talented as they are. I'm happy Melo gets a chance to rectify his career and take that number 0 and get that thing retired. Not the jersey number get retired, but at least he gets to walk off the court retiring, right? I think it's a great story for the NBA. I don't think he's a player of the week, but I'm happy that Melo gets to end his career. It looks like he's going to go out at least on his own 2 feet under his own duress. I'm out. You into sports, we got you. NFL news, I got you. NBA news, NBA highlights, NBA full coverage, feature stories, all that great stuff, I got you. We even got a little bit of Madden and 2K mixed in. Subscribe to this platform, and I got you. More quality content on the way. Subscribe.